Nice.
That felt pretty good.
It did feel good.
Yeah, I like that one way better.
It was amazing watching that water bottle because
Yes.
Heather linked to it when it was at like
$2,000?
$2,000, and she linked to it saying it's up to $2,000, and I clicked on it and it was up to like $2,500, and I was like, what the? And I refreshed and it was at like $3,000, and then the next time that I went and looked, it had been taken down.
Yeah.
But apparently, it got up as high as $13,000 because the algorithm just started like spinning itself.
Yeah.
To be like, wait, how much is it selling for? Oh, we should crank that up by a couple bucks. Wait, what? It's going for? Hang on. Well, let's.
Which I don't understand because I'm like, the moment it.
Screenshot of when it was 1220.
Whoa, 1220, a steal.
The moment that it was like $100.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. The moment that it was like $100, who would be interested in? Oh, there's interest in this, and people keep coming back to have a look at it. So we'll keep pushing the price up because then they'll be like, oh, if the price has gone up, I should buy it now because clearly they're rare or running out or something.
I mean, it'd be interesting to actually see
How that works.
A sort of post-mortem, like what the actual, because I've seen it looks like this might be a slightly different circumstance, but something I've saw a little while ago that just the developer was linking to. There's a thing with where there'll be like two bots that have like automatically generated content for Amazon. Like they'll make like either like T-shirts with logos on them or sometimes even like books or something. Have you seen people disrupting that on Twitter? They'll make art.
Oh yeah.
That's
like
copyrighted.
This website steals its art or something, and then ask people to respond with like, "Man, I'd love that on a T-shirt," and then some friggin' website is just like, "Here you go."
But there's been circumstances where like two bots or multiple bots set that up, and then the bot is programmed to look at other things that are selling in the same category and price itself accordingly. But then you have multiple bots doing that, and they start getting
cascade.
They start into a loop where they're looking at each other and they go, "Oh well, everything's at this price. I think I can raise it a little bit." And the one goes, "Oh, I think I could raise mine too." And so you end up with like a T-shirt costing like $150,000.
So I can't believe that they used algorithmic pricing for an officially licensed water bottle.
Yeah, it's like somebody screwed up somewhere when listing something because it's like it's going to be this, so just list it.
Are you done recording?
We are.
Yes, we are done recording.
Heather?
Yeah.
Just to do a refresh on the camera during when they did the re-records.
Yeah, we redid a couple stories.
The sound was going a little out of sync.
Okay.
So you might want to just double check.
Oh, and if you want to throw in a picture of Froggy Chair into my story, feel free.
Froggy chair.
You don't have to, but
I didn't do an image of that one because it's like
it was it's
only
story.
It's only a one line part of the rest of the story.
Did you check North 100?
I did. Who filled out the card?
No one. So was there any problems?
No.
Okay, cool. That's good because I already cut it.
Great, but we still need to make a card.
Yes.
Well, we're okay.
Can you make that be the chat now?
I can make that be the chat now.
Awesome, thank you. We're going to replace the teleprompter with our chat, so I can replace the chat on my phone with the stories.
You like chat sometimes.
It'd be like chat sometimes.
Okay.
I got it. I think.
Yeah. So I just, for simplicity, I'm not going to come around in front of the camera today. But
keeping everybody at arm's length. So the stories that we did talk about. GameStop is staying open across the world despite government restrictions without providing proper cleansing supplies because they're seeing record profits. Hey, thanks, GameStop. That's the GameStop I knew when I worked there, the one that doesn't care about their employees. Yeah. Yay.
I like that this is like GameStop is staying open, despite all the coronavirus stuff. When like we did a story a couple weeks ago about how like GameStop is like literally might have to close their not for any actual quarantine reasons, but for economic reasons, they're actually totally collapsing. So it's like They're it's like their stores may have to close for quarantine. Yes, that's why.
Reggie hasn't started working there yet.
Yes.
Yes.
Just so everyone.
April 20th. So please don't blame him. Don't blame my Uncle Reggie.
That's a good point. Sorry.
Is this like a Waffle House thing? Where
Account
it's like,
made for ants just said, "Why is the GameStop still open? What, during a pandemic? No.
Yeah.
Why is GameStop still open?
Just in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. If there's any time when people buying like physical media in person is going to get less popular, it's probably this time.
Mm-hmm.
So stories we did talk about.
Yeah. The comments from Deborah Birx were just kind of like, I saw a Kotaku article about this where it's like the head of the coronavirus task force says that millennials are our future because they're good at speed running, and I was like,
that's so dumb.
It was like
That can't be a real
wow, how
thing.
did I get virtual whiplash like that? That's amazing.
I was like, who's the, because is it Kotaku and The Onion that are both owned by the same parent company? Because I was like, someone misposted
yes.
to the wrong blog.
Yeah.
And then I went and watched the video, and I was like, oh my God. She literally says, I always went level by level in video games, but they go from level 3 to level 7.
Like, you played video games?
We need this kind of innovation. And it's just like...
So this actually reminds me a lot of, that back in the day, the whole, like, the internet is a series of tubes line.
Yeah.
Yes,
because it's the same thing. Because it's like
that guy's a piece of shit, but that
analogy
made sense.
Yeah, it's the same thing where it's like it's something that sounds stupid at like when you first hear it, but in actual fact, like in the internet is a series of tube thing, that's actually like a very good analogy.
Yeah, when you take the quote, the internet is a series of tubes, that sounds...
It's not a truck you can dump stuff. It's actually a good explanation.
He was talking about bandwidth.
Yeah.
If you look at the entirety of what he was saying, and again, that guy's still a piece of shit, but the entirety of the quote, what he was saying, the analogy is actually a good analogy.
Yeah, I do like how the Toast Monster says it is quite literally glass tubes now.
Yeah,
also that. Yeah,
and like what she's talking about in this context is the idea of like finding uncommon solutions.
Yes.
And not just sort of going through the standard method, but finding a way sort of around it, or find a thing, which is a very like a very interesting thing to be talking about, and I think a good thing to do it. But the sort of quote and the headline does sound very silly.
Mm-hmm. And her point, by the way, that some number of millennials are not taking it seriously is true.
Yes.
Because there was a news story this morning about a bunch of spring breakers in Florida just still showing up to Lauderdale, being like, well, whatever happens, right? I mean, sure, there's a pandemic going on, but like we're here and we're gonna party.
Gotta get my
like,
crunk on.
Yeah, and it's
is
like
that how they talk.
It's sure, I don't know. Is it, but flossing, I guess.
Yeah,
still, that's probably not cool anymore.
I love that they're like, oh, but all the bars are closing. I'm like, oh shit, how about
really?
that? It's like, so we've had to hang out at each other's Airbnbs and meeting all sorts of new people I've never met before, and I'm like, I just want one of them to in the interview to for them to be like, oh, and so what are you studying? It's like, oh, epidemiology. It's like, yeah, good luck with that.
It's all fun and games getting drunk in Lauderdale until you go home and kill grandma.
Yeah.
Also, I do love that. Even just offhanded mention, but again, give Dr. Birx,
yeah.
To give Dr. Birx my total kudos. The just offhanded mention that I always went level to level. I didn't realize you could go from level 3 to level 7, right? Like she just that's just like a little thing, but it's like. Acknowledgement that she's been playing games, right? And I love the idea that she's like, actually been like watching some of these like strats and being like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
Probably not, but
I think that would be great.
But just the idea that that's actually like a consideration, I find very endearing.
Mm-hmm. My side comment also about the 22-second world record on Runway Agent. That is a thing that literally just got broken. That record's been there since like 2006.
From what I
2009.
understand,
It's been there for like it's like a 14-year-old world record that finally got beaten, and I watched a big long video on it, and it's interesting.
From what I understand, the big thing with GoldenEye speedruns on the original hardware is how you have to do it. The biggest thing that people have worked out is that you have to do the speed run while looking at the floor.
Yep.
Because
laggy.
Because the N64 lag in GoldenEye is so bad that's like. So it's not only you have to do the speed run, but you have to do the speed run while not looking at anything, so that it actually runs at normal speed.
It's also because it uses the in-game timer that doesn't go to tenths of seconds. It only does full seconds.
Oh, right.
So there has been a lot.
You have to make it by 1 whole second.
There's been a lot of innovation in this particular run over the years, but never quite enough to push it fully to 21 seconds until just recently. Yeah. Anyway, Niantic made a bunch of changes to Pokemon Go, and they all are like, oh, all right, cool. So it is Pokemon Stay, and I'm all right with it.
Yeah, this was kind of the cynical take, clearly, but it was like, no one's going to sue Niantic for making a game that wants you to go outside. Clearly,
like this is an interesting idea of like how, because of course, the idea of a mode or the ability to use Pokemon Go without having to meet up with people or anything has been something that's been around for a while, because people who live in rural areas, people who just don't have Pokestops near them, have always been screwed by Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
And so there's been a lot of this, like, can we have some sort of alternative thing? And that's always been like that's always been completely off the table from their end, because it's like that basically defeats the entire purpose of the game from their perspective. It's taken this to finally get them to admit that there is a version of the game that could be played that way. And who knows, maybe, and I don't know if they've said whether they're going to keep stuff around after, once people can start going outside again.
They've also changed how incense works, because it used to be that it only was really effective if you were moving. And incense basically like makes Pokemon spawn where you are, and it worked really, really slowly if you weren't moving. So they've changed how it works so that Pokemon come to you if you use an incense, and they have a box in the store right now that's 30 incense for a coin. Which is the minimum possible.
Oh no, everyone's going to start hoarding incense.
We need the... How about
what are you smoking in here? Why do you have all this incense?
How about they use they can use the positional tracking GPS stuff of the Pokemon thing to be like, you have to go out, but your Pokemon stops. You stop getting a level, like your Pokemon stops leveling up if you get within a certain distance of other people. So it's like you have to go. You can go and walk around, but if you get within a foot of another person, then the walking doesn't count.
Yeah,
you have to keep far away.
How great would it be if that was actually built in to let you know it's like there's people over there, don't go over there. Trust an actual.
Oh, it lasts for an hour now too. Yeah,
building distancing into the app would be kind of fun.
I mean, there's actually I forget who it was, but there's some place that was talking about the idea of using phone GPS coordination stuff to actually evaluate to better coordinate where people are in terms of quarantine stuff.
It would be kind of interesting to be like, if I could look at the Save on Foods in the area and be like, is anyone actually there? Should I go buy milk now? I probably shouldn't go buy milk at the Save on Foods because Jim Pattison's a dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The PS, we know all the specs for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and there are so many flops.
And
all the flops.
We don't know what the PS5 will look like. Will it be a black square? Probably.
Yeah.
I got my hands on, I think it's going to be a purple spiral.
It was amazing reading the reactions on the respective Sony and the PlayStation and Xbox subreddits. I don't want to generalize. Again, these are
he said while generalizing.
While generalizing. I don't want to generalize. He said generalizing.
I'm not a doctor, but
no. So these are the reactions from the PlayStation and Xbox subreddits.
Yes.
So I am not generalizing all Sony or Microsoft fans.
Here it comes.
But the Xbox responses were like, wow, Sony got dumpstered this gen. Like, Xbox figured out what happened last generation and they fixed it. Like, man, this is crushing the PlayStation stats wise.
Yeah.
And the PlayStation one was like, interesting. So Sony's angling for a cheaper price point then. Smart.
Fuck off. Like, you don't get to do that. I've lived that life for like 20 years with Nintendo. Do not start taking that position.
I mean, the trick is,
it was a lot more aggressive from the Xbox fans, is all I'm saying.
It's weird too, because you were talking about the console exclusives, and of course, the thing that Microsoft has committed to, at least all their first party titles are going to be cross-platform on PC.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing. It doesn't matter.
But Sony
don't matter.
Well, but Sony has not. Sony has explicitly said that they won't.
Yeah, that's
and so that's interesting, right? Because like if we're at the point where an Xbox, like, there are no exclusives for Xbox that are only for Xbox, like if it's just Xbox and PC, so that it's literally, do you want to buy this Xbox and it just because it's an easier way to play your games, not because the games are like you could just install them on your computer and play them. We're totally fine with you doing that, or you can just buy this turnkey solution and go. It's kind of interesting. Like it feels like for fans of Xbox, the stakes are a lot lower, because if the Xbox itself ends up not being that good, doesn't matter. You can just play all the games on your PC.
Yeah.
Whereas if the PlayStation ends up not being good, then you won't be able to get those games anywhere else, which is a problem.
Also, there was some sort of reaction to the Sony announcement was very dry, because it was Mark Cerny going deep on motherboard architecture,
because it was a GDC.
Because it was a GDC, which it was. Yeah. It's just Sony decided to go ahead and just do their GDC talk as their tech reveal for the PS5.
Yeah, with Mike and the bots in the foreground, apparently. Yeah,
I saw that edit. That was good. That was Lily did that, actually, I think.
Yeah, it was good.
So yeah, it's like, but it was just meant to be their GDC talk, and people were like, why is it so dry? And then I was watching devs talking about it, going, this is fascinating.
Yeah.
So
like when I saw the bits of, because I went and I read, I think the Ars article on it, on PS5 talk, because I don't actually care, but seeing the responses, for one, where everyone's like, oh, z, like there's just the whole thing over and over, and I'm just kind of like, that's why I was the one who suggested the lower third that said you didn't even care about the PS5 talk.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the thing, is that most people who went in there were like, oh my God, all of this really, you went in there thinking you're going to see this amazing reveal and the talk about it's going to cost this much, it's going to have, it's going to be incredibly fast, and how fast it's going to be fast on your home computer, like all those kind of things. And it's like, when that didn't happen, they're like, it's so boring. I'm like, yes. Hardware development is very dry, and it's very interesting to people who like it, but it's very hard to follow, because computers are not a thing you can make from scratch anymore. They're very difficult to make.
Well, it's a little bit like, when people get annoyed that, like, that when Apple doesn't make, like,
how much RAM is in the new iPhone,
or they don't make big exciting hardware announcements at the
developer conference,
at their developer conference, right? Yeah. All the announcements will be like, we have this new API, we have this here stuff, and it's just like, well, that's boring. What the hell? Why didn't you guys announce something? It's like, it's not for you.
Yeah,
it's the developers conference. Now, Darrett points out that they did market it on their customer-focused social, not their dev-focused accounts. So I do agree that Sony sort of,
they kind of did it to themselves.
They mismessaged a little bit, but again, it doesn't matter.
The one thing I did like, the one slide that I thought was, or the two slides I thought were great, is that when they put up one that was like, average dev comfort time was kind of the idea. It was basically like the PlayStation 1. Everyone, like devs were kind of getting a hang of that within about 1 to 2 months of that. the PlayStation 2, 3 to 6 months. I'm like, I didn't think that was the case at all, but whatever. The PlayStation 3, they were saying 6 to 12 months. And the article on Ars, which I think Kyle Orland wrote, was saying that is a very, very generous estimate of how long it took people to get comfortable with how to program for the PS3. But fine. The PS4, they said their average is shooting for 1 to 2 months. And I'm like, that's great because that's what they wanted, right? What they're shooting for with the PlayStation 5 is less than a month. And I'm like, that's incredibly ambitious. Also, knowing what your track record is like, for you to say that is some very, very marketing whatever. Like, I'm kind of like, that sounds like BS to me, but maybe you can make it happen.
I know that Mark Cerny knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, it's like we're at the point now. Like, if you look at the spec sheet, it's just a PC.
Yeah.
So it's not like, previously,
Right,
like the friggin' the PS3 had the cell processor, all this like bullshit you had to deal with. Whereas like now it's it's basically just like another compile target for your
it's a standardized monolithic platform.
Yeah. You just have there's some optimization things that you can do, but it's there's no reason why they should have to put in stuff that will require a developer to spend a lot of effort getting up to speed on it. A developer who's already familiar with PC development.
Beej's Animal Crossing Roundup.
Those were just some feel-good things.
Yeah.
Heather and I have thought it was weird that because we went to go get her Animal Crossing Switch last week, and EB Games is fairly it's not weren't a lot of people in there or whatever. There's like a couple people obviously, but she came in to get her thing, and it's like and we were all avoiding each other in the store, which is fine. But they still had their signs up for their midnight launch party, which, because that's midnight Eastern Standard Time, it meant they could do it at 9 p.m. Pacific. So I'm like, that's pretty good. But I'm still like, why are you even doing that? You should be trying to encourage people to, like, please spread your time out throughout the day. We're not going to have a launch party at that time. Or, like, be a little more clear about what this... Because they're like, oh, come on, we're going to have a gardening event, like all sorts of things. And I'm kind of like... You should have no event. You should have a release thing, and you should spread it out, and it should, or you should just not do it that night and let your fucking employees go home. Like, so there's that. So good on EB Games Australia, I guess, which is a completely different company, I think, than GameStop. I think because GameStop owns EB Games Canada, but they don't own EB Games Australia. I think.
Really?
I think I'm not entirely certain. That's what I understood.
EB stands for Electronics Boutique.
Yeah. Let's see. Audrey is still kicking.
That's
so
adorable.
Good for her. I'm glad she got a new... I hope that's true. I hope that her getting immortalized in the game is true.
Props, by the way, to your line that Audi's a red wolf and not a silver fox.
Yeah. I thought that was great.
Very, very good.
Because I thought she was a red fox, and Heather was like, they don't have foxes in game. Red is the only fox in the game. He's the one who sells you fake art. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then it's a wolf then. She's like, yeah, it's a wolf. You want to change that before everyone gets mad at you.
GameStop owns EB Games Australia and New Zealand, but they don't run it.
That's an unusual distinction, but whatever, sure.
Right.
Anything else that was in there that was... no Froggy Chair. The bottle algorithm went nuts.
You just like talking about Froggy Chair.
I just think it's ridiculous that it's like data miners found out there was no Froggy Chair, shared that everybody, and then everyone's upset. I'm like, there are 3 things to be concerned about that entire thing. 1, that data miners went through Animal Crossing New Horizons already, and 2, they also went looking for Froggy Chair and like, it's not in the game, and we're going to spoil that by letting everybody know. And 3, people actually give a shit. I think that bothers me just as much.
I hope maybe now that Animal Crossing is like out, maybe the Animal Crossing fever can die down a little bit.
Yeah, that's my hope.
Yeah, because we've had like quite a few roundups on it in the last little while. It's kind of pushing out Fortnite at this point.
Yeah. Well, you didn't hear that Fortnite is over? Apparently, according to
Animal Crossing fans.
Apparently, Fortnite is over. And have you heard of this new thing called Dungeons and Dragons?
Cool.
I'm pretty sure it was either James or Cameron who told me this 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, that can't be true.
I feel like
I think Fortnite's still very popular.
Yeah, I think there's it's one of those things where there's probably like one article that's like cited that is like citing one person that the person talked to or something.
Probably.
And then Irish the Hedgehog was the last story that we
was
did,
super funny.
which is just Jacksepticeye being like, "Top of the morning to you. I'm Irish the Hedgehog. Hard to tar. We're going down for some patties."
Someone does see my friend Big in the
Yeah.
whatever, and it was as mad as a skunk in a top hat or whatever.
Something like that.
But
I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of having like different hedgehogs for all regional holidays.
Oh God.
Because what we need is more options for fan made Sonic the Hedgehog variations.
Yeah. Oh, and then the coming up. So I didn't know that this series existed. It's a web series about the Galar region.
Yeah.
Called Twilight Wings, and the episode 3, which is all about Wooloo, just came out. Episode 2 is Bee and her Machamp, and episode 1 is something Corviknight or something. I'm not entirely sure what it. I haven't actually watched it yet because I only found out about this last night.
Nice.
Watched the Wooloo one. It's 6 minutes, and it's just adorable.
Yeah,
It's just real nice, and it's
good.
beautifully animated, and it's like, oh, this is sweet.
I know nothing about Pokemon, other than stuff I get from CheckPoint. But yes, it's adorable. I would say my only
But
objection.
dumb Tish, sorry. Jacob's a very good voice actor. He's also from New York.
Yeah.
So I disagree. Respectfully disagree. Continue.
My only objection to it is that Wooloo makes like a sheep noise.
Yeah.
Wooloo doesn't say Wooloo.
Wooloo. How do we know
which-
it's called Wooloo if it's not going to tell us?
Yeah, maybe it's actually a.
All right, stories we didn't talk about. Steam's new slew of 59 free demos.
So this is actually sort of there's I guess there's a couple stories that are sort of connected here, as people are kind of stuck in these days. One of the things with the GDC wasn't happening is that a ton of like the demos that were going to be demoed on the show floor,
Big the Apple.
a bunch of the demos that were going to be demoed on the show floor, they're just like, you know what? Here, they're on Steam now.
Cool.
Anybody can play them.
Neat.
That's good.
And I guess as a corollary to that, there are
Corollary?
corollary.
Uh-oh.
Either way,
Corollary.
Thank you.
corollary.
I was more just
Nope. Now they all sound wrong.
corollary.
Corollary.
No.
Anyway, on
I don't know if you've actually left because we're not in the same room. Remember?
if you go to itch.io and also GOG, there's on both of those system services, there's all sorts of games that have been made either deep discounted or in fact free by their developers, just to give people
Please
things
go
to
play
do.
them, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So check that out. There's various lists. You can check it out online, but it's a lot of fun.
They added solos to Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Oh, and Chill Point. Oh, okay.
Oh, was it? Sorry, that was meant to be a squad thing.
Yeah, well,
It launched as
it was
threes.
only
Oh, right,
groups
right.
of three.
It was
I remember
trios.
this now. Yeah.
150 players
Right.
in groups of three.
But you could squad alone if you wanted. You could queue alone if you wanted versus squads.
But that would mean that you would just
Be at a
queue on
massive
your own.
disadvantage,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
but
that's
now
fair.
there's single. But now there's single versions.
Yeah, I was watching. It actually worked. I was like, Call of Duty Warzone. I kind of want to see this because I like watching battle royale games. Who do I want to watch? So I opened up Twitch and I went to the thing and I was like, I don't know any of these people. I don't have the time to like vet a new thing. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to mixer.com/Shroud and watch Shroud play. And it was really good. He was saying that he thinks that Warzone's way better as solos.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really funny. It's the way it starts is you see you or your squad in the plane, and then they like line up at the end of the thing getting ready to jump, and then the camera like pulls back and clouds obscure the camera for a second while it sort of switches to in-game. But as they start stepping up to the edge, they do this really funny like power walk, and it looks so stupid.
I wonder if that's a real thing where it's like I gotta hulk myself up and just really kind of like.
Funko wasn't live, TQ. Funko has weird Australia hours. I would watch Funko.
I did want to
I'll look for him tonight.
I want to highlight. I saw a great article, in the realm of coronavirus response stuff. There's an excellent response from Yves Guillemot, the Ubisoft CEO.
Yeah.
Just talking, just being totally open and talking about. Yeah.
Yves Guillemot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yves Guillemot. Yeah.
Sorry.
He's French, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But just talking, if you have been covering video game news for a while, like we have, that's a that Ubisoft not that long ago fought off a very heavy sort of
A profoundly hostile takeover.
yeah hostile takeover.
Yeah. From Viacom.
Yeah.
I was going to say Vivendi.
And so it's nice to see that after they did that they like doing that
Vivendi.
and maintaining their a relative amount of independence.
Yeah.
That they having that they're able to sort of have a very nice response to the problem, and there's some very he is talking about how they are in a good position financially, and they are prepared to and also not only financially to sort of weather the storm, but also that their business is international enough that they have plans to sort of shuffle things around as needed, as different areas become more available or not and stuff. So they have plans, I guess.
The Kingfisher Vivendi sounds like an evil cyberpunk corporation name. Well, guess what?
Yeah.
I'm dying inside. If that Kotaku article is real, Nikus, GameStop just classified itself as essential retail to keep open in the United States.
Doodles the Great. I also love Ammunition's streams. She's great. She also is not live at this time.
All right. Other stuff. Hello Games.
Hello.
Has started showing off their new game, The Last Campfire, which I guess means that No Man's Sky is finished finally.
I mean, they've been working on it still, and they've done a lot of work on No Man's Sky.
Oh yeah,
I assume they're still going to keep doing stuff.
But it's like I feel like as they're going to come up with like their new game, like hopefully they have learned a lot from the from the No Man's Sky release, that they're going to release this new game, the way it should be, instead of releasing it and then fixing it a year later.
It looks, from the trailer, it looks a lot smaller in scope.
It's
a lot less ambitious.
It was one of the Nindy things, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay. I haven't actually watched the Nindy presentation yet. I got distracted. But it's like, oh, that sounds really familiar. Oh, that was one of the things I read in an email.
Mm-hmm. How you doing, by the way, TQ? It was nice. It was nice to see you in chat, by the way.
I don't know, Graham. Do you know anything about this the Destiny 2 mixtape thing?
No, I don't. Maybe Foxmar can fill me in. That's good to hear, TQ. I'm sorry you're lonely, but yeah, better to.
I saw you at the grocery store the other day, but I didn't know if it was you, so I didn't say hi. But I think it was you. Nah, that's weird.
So the
apparently
current,
Zavala has a mixtape. I don't. Yeah.
The current quest stuff has you visiting the Zavala's office, and apparently there's like a mixtape on his desk that you can play, or there's an MP3 player that you can turn on, and there's like a mini playlist of the game's more up-tempo music interspliced with words of inspiration from Shaxx, meant to get you hyped. It's like his workout mix.
Workout mix.
Yeah, it's like underneath a barbell.
Wow.
Oh, that's amazing.
And so people have been saying that, oh man, or for one thing, there's been all sorts of impromptu dance parties in this guy's office. And people have been asking to be able to like take it with them so that you can have
it as a hype up playlist
so you can
for you.
Get hyped up, yeah.
That's a cool idea. Sell it on cassette.
There's a story I marked here just because was relevant to if you watched the stream last night. We played Wingspan, which was a lot of fun.
Yes.
And is also coming out on Switch. It already actually has a digital version on Tabletop Simulator that's like an official version that was put out by the company.
It had occurred to me that the joke here is that I would have read this and been like, coming up, Wingspan has recent whatever board game recent beloved board game Wingspan is coming to the Nintendo Switch, which makes me question why I came in last night and actually sat among people when I should have been home instead of trying not to get sick.
I saw somebody I think last night there's somebody in the chat was like, oh, that's why B just like came to this because it's out on Switch, so he's allowed to play it now.
Yes, exactly.
Due to the products we carry that enable and enhance our customers' experience in working from home, we believe GameStop is classified as essential retail and therefore is able to remain open during this time, the retailer said in a memo to staff this afternoon, obtained by Kotaku. We, quote, we have received reports of local authorities visiting stores in an attempt to enforce closure despite our classification. Store managers are approved to provide the document linked below to law enforcement as needed.
We will not be providing.
Holy shit.
We will not be providing disinfecting wipes for you to wipe down all the shit they're bringing you to trade in for other games. Stay clean, game sluts.
I thought they didn't stand behind their customer or their employees when I worked there. This is
there's like the two levels of it's like a video game retail store being essential retail, which is
you're a grocery store.
There's a certain amount of there's a lot of questionability there.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, the idea that GameStop is like the essential version when you can get video games other places, and considering they were going out of business, clearly they weren't essential. A month ago.
The fucking gall of saying because we have work from home equipment, and I'm like, you sell games and tat that goes on people's shelves. I have never seen a single thing that I need to work from home at your company.
Oh, I'm going to be working from home for a couple weeks. Better go get some Funko Pops.
Oh my God.
That's it, the fact that their thing says like, oh, if the cops come by and try to shut you down, you can show them this document.
They'll have to leave. They have to leave you alone if you have this piece of paper.
If the cops come and shut you down, just say that you're a grocery store, okay?
Show them the week-old Advent or the 3-month-old Advent calendars you haven't sold yet. And say you're a grocery store.
Say, okay, if the cops come and try to shut you down, say that you're university students doing a film project, okay? They'll let you go.
Look, we are a sovereign country, or we're a sovereign company. You have no rights over me.
Also, because I saw it linked in the related articles, Razer is making face masks.
Did they have like green glowing things on them?
Of course they do. They're black with the green Razer logo right here. They're going to manufacture and donate 1 million of them.
Do they have are they higher performance face masks for gamers?
I fucking hope so.
Do they sample?
They're very low latency respirators.
Yeah. Do they sample your respiration at a much higher rate?
Masks. They're just face masks.
I need to walk through this as an idea. Please help me. Okay, so Razer is manufacturing as a piece of a thing you can buy.
Yeah.
A face mask that has their logo on it in bright green. Obviously, there it is. So the aim with whatever this is going to be good. Who knows? This is not an N95 mask. So
I got it. I will say, to somebody who doesn't know what the Razer logo looks like.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the mask.
Oh, thank Christ.
Okay, I was going to say, someone who doesn't
the
know.
Kotaku caption says this is not the real mask.
Someone who doesn't know what the Razer logo looks like, it does not look unlike a contagion virus logo.
True. But here's the thing. They're going to make and manufacture masks, but it does say they're going to make and manufacture themselves. They're going to make and manufacture like these masks.
Yes, they are converting some amount of their manufacturing lines to create face masks.
Where are their manufacturing lines located?
I don't know.
Are they located in a place that is probably already should just be like they're like we're gonna say to the people, because I'm trying to work out the business
China?
logistics of this, right? If they're doing this stuff in China, then it's like, okay, so your factories are going to get people to, you're just going to say, hey, stop making our keyboards. We need you to make masks. And they're like, that's interesting because we make keyboards.
Yeah.
We don't make masks at this factory. We make keyboards. Well, we want you to make masks now. Okay, we're making masks. They're not going to be very good masks or very like whatever because we make keyboards. We don't make masks. So
A mask is just a keyboard for the face.
and now the masks are going out the door, and you're going to make it. Why wouldn't you just say we're going to take some of our manufacturing, whatever, we're going to donate that to a place to keep them open to make masks instead of being like we're going to make masks and manufacture masks.
I mean, I think it's that the masks are not. I think it's known how to make them. I think because apparently a lot of people are flipping some number of manufacturing lines to doing that. Someone was just saying that there's a French perfume manufacturer that are converting to making sanitizing gel.
which makes
Actually,
sense.
this
They're
is super
chemists.
cool. Locally in Victoria, Victoria Distillers, who make spirits, are using the the byproduct alcohol from their distillation process, and they are combining forces with Neza Naturals, which is a local soap making company,
Right.
to make hand sanitizer. Again, not for sale, and only for it's not for sale, and first come first serve to like healthcare and first responders.
That's
and stuff.
fantastic.
And they're like they did a post about this. Like, this is the thing we're doing. You cannot buy it. Do not come to our store and try to get it. We will not sell it to you.
Yeah,
but we just want to tell you we're doing it.
Yeah, in case you wonder why we're running out of soap, it's because we're actually making something that's essential.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I did see an article about like it was like Victoria. There's like a Victoria researchers, working on sort of vaccine stuff too, which is like good job, Well, that's great having more people work on stuff. Probably not like. I'm sure people are like, "Oh, that's adorable."
Oh, there we go. Razor's the first shipments go to healthcare authorities in Singapore, where
Nice.
Razor's Southeast Asia headquarters are located.
And there was I saw the thing where it's like they are converting manufacturing lines, much like I saw a thing go by, how it's like car manufacturers are converting part of their production lines to make respirators, like ventilators,
Yeah.
and like that kind, or probably respirators, not ventilators. That's
Soap
two different
soap is
things.
more effective. They're still making the soap.
Yeah.
The soap company is still making their soap.
Yeah.
But they're working with the distillery is still making
Yeah.
liquor. But they're also making this stuff, which is
Yeah.
cool.
I think I like the idea though of like, because anytime I walk into a liquor store, one thing I notice is they're never out of liquor. Like, liquor is there, right? Like, when I go to a liquor store, there's always lots of liquor,
So much liquor,
right?
Such a healthy store.
And I don't know how fast you sell through booze. And I don't know how fast people want to drink through booze.
I don't know.
But it always looks like there's always booze. And so to be able to say, hey, you know what, we can divert some of our production capacity to be able to make a cleaning product is probably fine, because it's like, don't
If
worry,
GameStop-
there's still lots of liquor.
If GameStop gets to make an argument that they're
Essential?
that they're essential retail, so are liquor stores and cannabis stores.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I also saw another article, like the BC government had like, we want to stress that there have been rumors that the BC beer and wine stores are being closed. This is absolutely not true. Do not panic.
That sounds a little weird, but BC wine is also a major thing for BC. So
Well,
God,
but
I love
also
Australia.
but in BC they're called beer and wine stores. Like,
Bottle-O's.
that's just what the government
They
store
call
is
them
called.
Bottle-O's, Beach.
the Bottle-O's.
In Australia, the Bottle-O's are up 30% higher sales than Christmas. The Bottle-O's.
So darling. Not the Botleys or the...
I
No.
love it.
Yeah.
Cannabis is medicine. Yeah, exactly.
Wrestlers.
It's gonna be our Cam, I think, suspects it'll be our grandchildren that are like, you had to do what to get your anxiety medication?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, oh, meet a guy as I understand, I've made this joke before actually. Meet a guy at his house and play Nintendo for 20 minutes so it doesn't look weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I have nothing further to contribute to the goings on. Do you? Was there anything we missed?
No, I don't think so.
Cool.
That was all the news that was interesting to talk about.
Anything else?
And some
was
news
not
that wasn't that
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah. This has been a lot of fun chatting with chat as well. I know there's lots of things that are still flowing through the thing. Hey, the wrestling thing was... I saw the clips of a bald white man coming out to a wrestling ring and yelling, "If I can do a whatever, can I get a hell yeah?" And then there
That was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Thank you.
Yep.
I didn't know if it was, but I thought it was. I didn't want to say anything
In case you were wrong.
316 day, and I'm like, that's got to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. But you know what? The bald WrestleMans kind of all start to look the same to me. And then
Steve the Stone Cold Austin, yes.
yes, and then there was a man off screen who finally did yell hell yeah, and for a brief second I'm like, is that The Rock?
No.
And I was like, no, that's probably like Michael Cole, a name you keep dropping.
Yes.
Was
No, that was Byron Saxton.
Thank
Who
you,
was also
okay.
on commentary.
I see.
Yeah, WrestleMania. Have you heard what WrestleMania is doing this year?
No.
So instead of being in Tampa, Florida, live in front of up to 100,000 people, which is obviously that would be a bad idea, WrestleMania is now going to be 2 nights. They're splitting the card up now. They just announced this.
Interesting.
Saturday night and Sunday night. It'll be 2 3-hour shows instead of 1 6-hour show. Still broadcast live from the Crowdless Performance Center, the WWE gym in Florida.
Wow.
It's going to be the weirdest WrestleMania ever.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely surreal.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait.
Especially since wrestling while staying, 3 feet away from each other is the real tough part.
Well, that's that. Yeah.
They
Or they
douse
just
themselves in
just
alcohol.
between bells they everyone leaves and covers in hand sanitizer and then comes back.
That's why they're so slick and shiny.
Yeah.
They're just covered in hand sanitizer.
There was AEW had a no crowd wrestling show this week, which was awesome. And there's a tag team called Best Friends, and they'll do a thing where at some point they will gain the upper hand in the tag match, and they will go to opposite corners and do this, and then come together in the middle of the ring and do a real big hug because they're best friends. And so last night they did this, and they went to the corners and did their bit, and then went to the middle of the ring, and then they were like, ooh. Good. Just poked elbows.
They've been grappling the whole night with the other guy, but this
Yeah.
time they're like, no, we're going to keep each other safe.
Exactly.
They should replace because there's no audience. They should replace where the empty instead of showing empty seats, replace it with an old school video game
Crowd?
3-frame crowd.
Well, AEW actually had the rest of the locker room in the audience, which was great, just to have some reaction.
Yeah.
Because the WWE shows have been silent.
I know
And it's
they've done that on
weird.
some of the late night shows too. Have just the writers and the
And
crew in the audience.
it's honestly worked well. I was watching the closer look with Seth Meyers. I think I showed it to you, but it was he did a joke, and there was one person giggled at it, and he was like, I want to let everyone know, by the way, we have a full crowd tonight.
Yeah.
He was kidding, right? Because it's they got no reaction, and he was just no, you do not understand how bad a reaction that joke got. That joke was so bad.
It's like, hey,
It's
everybody,
that one guy that laughed. He's the guy who wrote that joke.
Yeah.
guess what, late night? Welcome to our world.
Yeah,
Try doing an hour and a half live show with no actual audience.
No audience.
Yeah, they
feedback.
should put up a chat or
They
something.
should put up a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, just that'd be awesome. Just WWE.
I'd love to do Checkpoint with a live audience. Not right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
but generally speaking.
Yeah.
But WWE, and they shot the audience, and just in every chair is a 30-inch flat panel television, just sitting vertically in the chair with
Like it.
chat running in it.
That's good.
Anyway, let's welcome some subs.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we want to thank all you amazing people for coming and supporting us in all the many ways you do, especially in this time of uncertainty, and so forth. We hope that you're keeping safe and everything at home, and we appreciate your continued support. And in particular, we want to thank these people who subscribed during the stream, starting with this.
XX Before the Dawn, X Christ, for 39 months. Welcome back.
MTV CDM for 66 months. Still hasn't thrown my ass out of my wife's Discord.
Ken Copen for 10 months. We're all coping.
Setarox for 2 years. Welcome back.
Nadabu for 24 months. The 2 years. Welcome back.
The Ocean Who subbed back on 69 months. That would have looked even better with the split screen.
Devac Crow for 8 months. Welcome back.
Wild Hair got a gift from the Maricat. Now I realize why. You're right. Yes. Damn it.
And I run. Budget DM for 50 months. Welcome back.
Spicy Nape. Spicy. Is that it? That's the thing, right? Spicy. Napalm for 20 months. Welcome back.
That was one of New York's hottest clubs. Ukon Cairns for 16 months. Welcome back.
Wiley Coyote 556 for 74 months. You've been here forever. My God. Thank you.
Super genius. Corollary. Gifted by the Maricat. Welcome back. Thank you.
I swear that must be the British pronunciation. Must be. Corollary.
I guess. Maybe that's why I know it.
I've only ever heard corollary. I don't know why, but yeah. I'm sure they're probably both accurate at this, or they're both accepted, right?
The other one I have to think about way too much before I say it is obfuscate.
You know what people love to hear you say? Is when you're putting things on a calendar and you're saying this is at this time and this is at this time and this is at this time, you've created a starts with an S. When you're putting things on a calendar and you're saying I'm going to do these things at different times of the day and they're all going to happen in time.
Schedule?
They love that. Yeah.
As opposed to a schedule.
Yes. They love hearing you say schedule.
Me specifically?
It came up in chat the other day, like, Graham says schedule funny. And it's like, no, he doesn't. But
I guess it is British.
Yeah.
Huh.
Hot Tea Max for 6 months. Welcome back.
Hot tea, Earl Grey, Max. What? No, hang on. Alliterative alternative for 7 months. Welcome back.
Mr. Shark Bear, who's been here. Oh, you came back. Thank Christ. You've been here for 2 months.
Ripgam for 20 months. Welcome back.
VK Dragon Tech has been here 33 months. Welcome back.
Dragon for 26 months. Shh. Dragon. Don't wake the dragon up.
Stragon. The Kingfisher got this gift from Dog of Myth. Thank you very much.
Jujujani. For 10 months. Welcome back.
Simply Suzu got this gift from Ramiel117. Welcome.
Thor Sokar.
Hey.
Gifted by Dog of Myth. Welcome, Thor.
British Voice got the gift from the Maricat.
King of Doma for 78 months. Wowie zowie. Welcome back.
And Trebs 42 for 37 months in a row.
And thank you for 1,219 bits from 321 Pantsoff, Space Battery, E-Block, Ms. Linny the Baker, H-Bomb and Friends, Banriel, Cheese 7891.
We definitely don't want to overstate the fact that people who are continuing to sub and give bits, that's very generous of you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Because it is that and the Patreon at patreon.com/loading ready run. That does keep us afloat and keep us operating. And that being said, if you do feel like you need to back off on that,
absolutely.
We're not going to worry. We're not going to feel terribly bad or anything like that. You know, you guys got to look after yourself too.
Do not worry. And we're going to keep making stuff. Like even if things get weirder and we need to like not come into the moon base, we have plans. So we're going to keep bringing you that content.
And on that note, coming up next, we
got
got
Adam's doing
our MTG
in 20 minutes.
And then tonight we've got Tinker Tailor Solder Fry. Where Ian is going to be doing some more home automation stuff.
He figured out how to flash his sawn-offs now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to broadcast that?
Yes. I just realized I said yes without thinking about it.
And then on Friday,
Brave King Max, the 27-month resub. Welcome back.
on Friday, we have a Friday Night Paper Fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is, I believe, Commander.
Commander.
And then nothing on Saturday.
We do have a bonus stream on Friday though too.
Oh right, yes.
Because
We just have a new bonus.
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Bonus
Animal
n-
Crossing.
bonus stream.
We sell animals, and that's all.
And actually, bonus. Yeah, so bonus stream. It's going to be Heather and Kathleen doing the Animal Crossing.
Yep, we're going to be doing that with, I think Heather is going to be broadcasting from here with Kathleen calling in, is I think currently the plan.
Cool. And then
and actually before even that,
Oh yeah, there is.
I am on at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got episode 3 of Final Fantasy 7 tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow we get out of Midgar.
You must be almost done then, right?
Well, yeah, that's most of the game, right?
Right.
No, we're in Shinra Tower, so we get a couple of boss fights and a new party member, and then a weird mini game, and that'll only be like probably halfway through the stream. So
Straight out of Midgar.
even though you're playing it on Steam, it would be nice if they like told you when, if you had been playing it on PC or on PlayStation, you would have had to switch discs.
oh yeah,
It's like now you're at the disc switch part.
I think I remember.
It's when you like get the high wind, isn't it? Isn't that when you switch discs the first time?
I think that's disc 2 because you spend a lot of time traversing the whole world before you ever get the airship.
Oh right, yeah. Anyway, and then on Saturday I was actually incorrect. I thought we had no streams on Saturday, but in fact we do have a Call of Duty Warzone stream.
Right.
Speaking of which, yes, James just added that.
Yeah, James is going to be playing Call of Duty Warzone. I guess he could be playing as a solo now.
Punch a chump challenge.
Oh right, it was 3 discs on the PlayStation. The PC port had 4 discs.
Yeah.
Wasn't there and also like a Japanese international version?
Japanese International had 4 discs, but the 4th disc was just bonus stuff. It was not actually more game.
I had a friend of mine who purchased that one to play, I believe, because he wanted the bonus stuff as well.
It's funny because I remember at the time being like, Japan has a new edition. They called the International Edition. What is it? And it's like, no. That's our edition. That's the one we have.
Yeah.
But they made so many improvements and changes and additions between the original Japanese release and North American release that everyone in Japan was like, but I want that stuff.
Yeah.
And so then they ported it back.
They should do it like they did the Metal Gear on was it Metal Gear on PS3, where there's a part where it's like where Otacon calls you and is like, Snake, you've got to change discs.
It's time to change discs.
Oh wait, no, you don't, because you're on Blu-ray.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's right after the Sniper Wolf fight when you go down the stairs into the thing. That's where you change discs. And yeah, he's like, it's time to change. Oh wait, yeah, it's great. It's an awesome moment.
Anyway, so yeah, James is going to be playing the Call of Duty Warzone on Saturday, and then on Sunday we got Rhythm Cafe, and then on Monday it's more Play It Forward, more Final Fantasy VII, and we also have episode 5 of Heat Death, where the people will
Alien things are
probably
happening.
be totally fine.
Yeah.
I think when you're 5/6 of the way through an alien movie, no aliens are around generally, I find.
Cam said at the beginning that he knew who was going to die first, and he was right.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like the DM can cheat that.
Probably.
Be like, a boulder just fell on your head, you're dead.
Yeah. Anyway.
Anyway, thanks. We got
there
all
was
sorts of fun stuff coming up.
Are there
And
some new subs that just came in?
yeah, there are a couple. We got. Yes, a couple new subs have come in. Brave King Max, Chronos Crow, I guess, and Ryson
Cool.
coming in. Thank
Welcome.
you very much. Sliding under the wire there, Ryson, for 79 months. Yeah, as we said, keep an eye on that schedule, loadingreadrun.com/live, for all the latest things. Obviously, in the next couple weeks, things might change as the situation in Canada, BC, and Victoria is
Respectively change.
But so keep an eye on that schedule. We'll try to tweet out any changes as well, just to make sure you're up to date in what's going on. But we will endeavor to continue the streaming content in whatever form we can for the foreseeable future. So, talk to all y'all later.
Later. Bye.